Hello everyone. Hope you all are good, well, and safe at home. So today we are meeting again with the help of this video. I would like to ask, have you all have done the previous homework and must have done the revision exercises or have read as you have received the books. So today we are going to begin with a new chapter, that is new unit from your textbook. So before proceeding with the new unit, I would like to ask few questions related to it. Do you like animals? Yes. Why do you like animals? Keep the answers in your mind as we are not present at one place. So you can keep the answer in your mind. Do you like animals? Do you like birds? Do you like to keep pets at home? Yes, because these all are created by God. We have not created them. So we have to be kind, gentle towards each and every living beings surrounded by us or around by us. So here it's very beautiful story which displays a man's relationship. So here the name of the unit is man's relationship with animals. It's very beautiful activity given in the form to understand. Once there was an Arab who owned a very fine horse. He has very fine horse, very good. He owned means he has his own, it's his horse. The Arab treated him with care and kindness. He treated him with care and kindness, very polite and with very gentle care. He behaves like it is a normal, common, human being. One day the Arab was attacked by some robbers. So robbers means luteras who has taken away his belongings. He fell off the horse. He was so seriously wounded that he was not able to get up. He was so injured, badly injured, and he fell off immediately from the horse. He was not able to get up. It was unable for him because he was attacked. He was totally injured. Now who saw this? His horse saw this. He understood that his master was badly hurt. See, animals also has that power to understand whether the man is in danger or not, or whether to help or not. So the same happened with this horse. He seized his master's belt between his teeth and brought him home. Now it was for animal to think how do they help, because they can't carry, they have not such power. So he took his belt in his mouth and between teeth and brought him home. People who saw this praised both. Of course, the one who helps get appraised by others. Whom did they praise? The horse and his master. If the master has not treated well with the horse, though horse was working for the master, the horse would have not helped that master. It happens with all of us. If you help your friend who is in need, the other friend will definitely help you when you are in need. So there is a proverb for the same. A friend is in need. So this is a proverb which we'll discuss later on in our other classes. So always keep your company, always help others whenever they are in need. They need your help. So don't forget to help others during those days when they require your help. So here the questions are asked. How did the horse help the master? You can note down the answers. First you can mark. You can copy the same from the text The horse seized his master's belt between his teeth and brought him home. Thus this way he helped his master. What does the incident convey about man animal relationship? This incident conveys that animals are our true friends. Once we treat them well, they definitely return in good and return and give their help to us. Or you can write in your own words what does the incident convey about the man animal relationship. Next is exercise B, which you need to do it as an homework. The story of Rana Pratap's Chetak and his loyalty. You can find the story and write in your notebook how Rana Pratap's Chetak was famous. Still it has its idol in the city named Chittorgarh, where Rana Pratap's Chetak is very, very famous about it. So you can find out and write about it. Later, from the same unit, we have very, very beautiful story of the man and his animal. So we are going to begin with that. So the unit name is A Secret for Two. Now what kind of secret is kept between two? Whom did they disclose? Whether they disclose or not, which we are going to hear in the story. So this story is basically about a man and a horse. A man who is milk wagon, who was delivering milk to the areas of Prince Edward City and delivers since 30 years. He is old, but he does his work very nicely. He has never ever received any complaint for his work. He goes with his horse, whose horse is taken care of each and every house where the milk is to be delivered. How they both are working nicely and they understand each other easily. They never have complained about each other, and the company is always happy with these two. They never ever heard the problems against them. So what kind of the bond they share? See, you also have a good bond with your friends, with your relatives, with your near and dear. So here also the bond between these two is discussed. Very nicely narrated this story. It is the place. Montreal is a very large city of Canada. So this is the place from where they have discussed. And it has some very wide and big streets like Prince Edward Street. Like we all have street in our country too. No one knew this street as well as did Perry Dupin is the name of the man. Perry had delivered milk to the families on this street for 30 years. As I've already said, he does this work since 30 years. He was one of the many milk wagon drivers that worked for a milk company. So he delivers milk. So he goes on milk wagon. So what does wagon means? Milk, of course you know, but what does wagon means? You can note down the meaning. Any of the various kinds of wheeled vehicles. Various kinds of wheeled vehicles drawn by an animal, which can be run by an animal, used by an animal or tractor. You can imagine the picture of tractor, that is wagon. So here it says he was one of the many milk wagon drivers that worked for a milk company. So where does this Perry worked? He worked for whom does he work for? He works He worked for milk company. How many years did he serve for the company? He served the company for 30 years. Next paragraph. During the past 15 years, the horse which drew the milk wagon used by Perry was a large. Now the description of an animal named horse is given. Pay attention. During the past 15 years, the horse which drew the milk wagon used by Perry was a large. So he delivers milk since 30 years. These 30 years, the 15 years, he has delivered the milk with the help of this horse who was very large, white in color. So he named him Joseph. So what was the name of the horse? Joseph. Why did he put the name Joseph? We'll read this. When the big white horse first came to the milk company, see, he came to the milk company. This horse arrived at the milk company. He didn't have a name. At the time when he arrived, when he was purchased by the company, he didn't have the name. They told Perry that he could use the white horse. The company owner, the manager of the company, told that person, the man, you are supposed to use this horse. So he saw this horse. It was very large, white in color. Perry stroked the horse's neck. Now stroked means petted. Shabashi dena, like you like that person. Perry stroked the horse's neck and looked into his eyes. So whenever you meet, you see the eyes of the other person. So he saw the eyes of that animal. This is a nice horse, a kind and gentle one, said Perry. I'll name him after Saint Joseph. He liked the horse and he liked about his appearance. So he thought he looks like Saint Joseph. So he named him after Saint Joseph, who was also very kind and gentle, mild and polite, understanding. So he named after him. This is the description of the horse. You can write a few lines on the horse. It could be asked in the question. Next paragraph. Within a year, Joseph knew the milk route as well as Perry did. So in the beginning, when this horse arrived at the milk company, handed over to man, and then man taught him the route and all. So this is the beginning of the work as they shared together. So narrated over here in the third paragraph. So within a year, the animal knew the route and all. Perry used to say that he didn't need reins. He didn't need that belt. Reins in the sense long narrow strips of bridle we used to keep on horse. We used to fix it on the body of the horse around the neck. But he said, I don't need them. So I didn't need them. And I'm explaining in present, but it is all about in past tense. He never touched them, though it was his body, but he didn't use it. Each morning, Perry arrived at the stables of the milk company at 5 o'clock. At what time did Perry arrive at milk company? He arrived at 5 o'clock in the morning. The wagon would be loaded and Joseph hitched to it because it is a vehicle. So there the milk is loaded in the cans. You must have seen how does the milkman delivers the milk at your home. The same happened over here. But in those days they didn't have such motor vehicles, so they used animals. So here milk is loaded in the wagon and horse is hitched. Hitched means fasten with a rope. So rassi se bandhna. You can write this term as a new word also. So next, what is going to happen? How do they work together? How do they deliver together? Perry would call softly to Joseph, "Go on, my friend. See, when you treat polite, kind with others, they definitely treat you politely. Once you be rude to others, they will definitely be rude to you. It is beginning of yours. If you are treating well, though they return impolite to you, don't have to bother. The time comes and tell them at that time, but immediately you don't have to. You can show your bit reactions towards them, but try to control. The same here. Perry would call softly to Joseph, "Go on, my friend," and this splendid combination would stalk proudly down the street. Now this splendid means excellent, very good combination. Would stalk means walk down to skip. You simply walk down to skip such areas proudly down the street. So they stalk. They are not kind of like moving towards to skip. They are very good. They are too happy to work together and they are moving towards the street. Now next, the wagon without any direction from Perry would arrive in Prince Edward Street. See, the horse is riding the wagon. It does not need any kind of direction. So it walks through the right way and arrive in Prince Edward Street, the main area where milk is to be delivered. The horse would stop at the first house. Now, because it's been 1 year, the horse knew the houses as well. Not only the route, but houses as well. As we all know, once we know the behavior of our friend, so we treat accordingly and we don't take their points into consideration. So the same happened with the horse. Allow Perry perhaps 30 seconds to get down. See, he knew his master very well. So he allows his master to get 30 seconds to come down from the horse, from his body or his seat, and put a bottle of milk at the front door. You know, they had milk water bottles, so they kept at the front door. Again the horse would go on, skipping 2 houses and stopping at the third. He knew, so these 2 houses, they don't take this facility, so third house take, then it stops there. So he skip means to leave. So down the length of the street 2 would go. So down the length of the street 2 would go means they continue. 2 would go means man and horse. Then Joseph would turn around and come back along the other side of the street. Yes, Joseph was a really smart horse. He knows the path, so he go again, he turns, takes U-turn and come back. So we could say this is very really excellent horse is he. Next, at the stables, Perry would boast of Joseph's skill. Boast of means to always appraise of tarif karna in a proud manner. So you can note down the meaning in English. Boast means to speak in excessively in proud terms. Yes, he feels very happy. He says about Joseph's skills. I never touch the reins. See, now he describes about the horse skills. He never touched the reins. He knows just where to stop. Why? A blind man could do my job with Joseph's pulling the wagon. Why? A blind man could do my job with Joseph pulling the wagon. Now this is a very important point. You will come to know later. Why does he use this word? A blind man could do my job with Joseph pulling the wagon. So it went on for years. Perry and Joseph grew old together. Now slowly, years by years, it's been next year, that third year, and continuing. So they are getting old together, but gradually, not suddenly they are getting old. They are walking, they are enjoying their life, and gradually, according to the stages, they are getting old. Perry youth Perry's huge walrus mustache. Walrus mustache means long thick mustache. मूछें बहुत बड़ी सी घनी. Jex, the foreman of the stables. Now foreman means a man who supervises or a male worker who supervises and directs other workers at the company. So foreman of the stable. Here the stable who is managed by a foreman named Jex never noticed that they were getting old. They didn't know like how are they working together. When did they come to know? They came to know that the day this man brought a walking stick with him. While looking at the stick, how did he behave? How did he give his view? He said, "Hey Perry." Jex laughed. "Maybe you have got the gout, a disease." Hey now replied, how did this man reply? "Yes, Jex," replied Perry uncertainly. "But as one grows old, legs get tired." Of course, the person who gets old, his legs get tired easily, very quickly. "You should teach the horse to place the milk bottles at the front door of your customers," Jex said to him. He said, "You should tell the horse to keep the milk water bottles of the customers. He does everything else for you. The rest of the work he does on his own. You have already appraised about him. You never have touched the reins. You never have guided the direction. It goes on its own. He stops on its own. He helps a lot. So the last part which is left, it is only to keep the water bottles." See, definitely the horse should help him. The master is very gentle because he takes gentle care of the horse. He never ever treated badly. So the same here shows in the story. So here we stop. We take a pause for the story. In the next video we'll continue the same along with the exercises until you have to read the story, and if you find any doubts you are allowed to ask the same. You have to do the homework. You have to write down the new words till this page, till this paragraph, and the next we will solve, and I'll guide you for the same. Hope you will have understood the lesson. So thank you. Have a great day ahead.